Bobby Hall, a.k.a. Logic. Welcome back to The Daily Show, my dude.
Thank you.
Normally when I have you on the show, it's to talk about a book. This time is no different. You are a #1 New York Times bestselling author. Once again, you're on the bestsellers list. But this time, man, can I just take a second to say, like, you haven't only written an amazing book, you have shared one of the most painful, funny, inspiring, and vulnerable stories I have ever read. I mean, like, I knew a little bit about your life. You know, we've had a drink together. We've talked. You know, you've been on the show, but man, I did not know the breadth of the life you've lived. I did not know what your mother had gone through. I did not know how, you know, you grew up in a home where your mom was in prostitution and your mom also suffered from mental illness and you were in a verbally abusive household. Why did you not go down that road, a road that your whole family, as you say, was just literally, you know, consumed by?
I always say it's God and common sense, and my relationship with God is different. I'm not a super religious guy. I don't think God is like a white dude with a beard on a cloud, but he or she is something, you know what I mean? And whatever that power is mixed with, I don't know, because they always say it's nature versus nurture.
Yeah.
I obviously wasn't nurtured, and I think it's just that common sense and got something. Like I see my brother's cooking crack. I see my brother selling crack to my dad. I see, you know, people running around shooting guns, doing all these things, and I'm like, oh, don't do that. Where other people would kind of follow that path, I was
Right.
like, oh, we don't beat women. Oh, okay, got it.
In one part of the book, you talk about a moment where you snap. It's you and your mom, and she's just been going at you. You're 17 years old, and you grab a baseball bat, and in that moment, it feels like, there it is, the trap. Bobby's in the life that his whole family and his community is living in. And then you decide in that moment, you go like, no, I'm never going to hit a woman. I'm never going to hit a woman who gets hit regularly as well. I'm just not going to be a part of this. But there is a part of Bobby, there is an anger, there is, you know, as any human has, especially going through trauma, like, how do you deal with that, Bobby? Like, you know, I found myself going like, man, how did you nurture that, Bobby?
I think I was actually very blessed to, outside of my household, have good people in my life. Like, sure, I had a best friend who put a gun in my hand and I shot a gun first time with him when I was like 14. Like, just stupid stuff like that. Because you want to be loved, which
Yeah.
also goes into even like gang life, right? It's like there's a reason that these young men and women turn to a group that, even though they may be involved in criminal activities, it's like, well, they don't have love from home. But here's a group of people they can call a family.
Yeah.
And in many ways, we can become, because we're human, kind of coerced into leading a bit of a negative life based on us just wanting to be loved or having a feeling of purpose or, you know, like we belong.
Yeah.
And outside of my house, I did have a few people. I had a homie that I could rap with. I had, you know, one of my best friend's moms, who's now my godmother. I consider her my mother. Her name is Mary Jo, and her husband Bernie, who took me in and taught me lessons. And when my mom was wilding out, they let me sleep at their house. And so I think looking at those few people in my life allowed me to kind of play this chameleon and go, oh, maybe I can deal with things like a normal person instead of screaming and smashing a television set.
You're also very funny. I think maybe that's why I've always liked you as a person. I mean, I've loved that in your rap.
Thanks.
I've loved that in you as a human being. I love it in the book. It's painful, man. The book is full of tragedy, but there is so much funny in it as well. I feel like funny is part of how you process a lot of the world. Maybe I relate to that as a person. I go like, yeah, sometimes funny is what helps me get through a situation that isn't ideal. One of my favorite stories is you talking about your mom going through a Mary Magdalene phase where she's trying to be just like, you know, just like a virgin in life, and just she's like, you know what, I want to be super religious, but she doesn't go about this in the most normal way. Did she actually wear like duvet covers just like in the streets?
Yeah, so a little bit of a backstory for those people watching right now is like my mother, she would go through different phases. Let me just first and foremost say I love my mother. We haven't spoken in well over 10 years, but she's a broken person. So nothing that I'm saying right now is to attack her. But yeah, she was kind of crazy. For this time, I was about 14 years old, and she decides I'm giving up my style, all my black clothing and ways of sin, and I'm going to dress like a holy woman. So she's basically like Mother Teresa, but like on drugs, and at least not for this section. And she would literally go to the consignment store, find duvet covers and sheets, and she was walking around kind of looking like a nun. But this wasn't religion, really. This was just like my mom being like, I'm on some stuff right now, and this
Right,
is what I
right.
want to do. So it was extremely embarrassing considering there was no real reason for it. But yeah, it was wild.
You've got the flip side of that as well. Your dad was on crack for most of his life. Your dad was stealing your identity when you were a child to max out credit cards. You know, your dad, even later on, you talk about in the book how you have this relationship where you want to have a relationship with him, and every time he comes in, he's trying to get your money. He's trying to. This is something I think a lot of people can relate to in life. You know, it's one of the reasons I think the specificity of your book is going to reach so many people generally is because people deal with this challenge. You want to be loved. You want to be part of your family. You feel like you're supposed to be because of what the world has told you. And yet at the same time, every time they come in, they break away a little bit of what you've built. How did you figure out those boundaries?
It's really funny because when I first bring up my father, I say in the book, I explain how he recently, at the time of writing the book, just asked me for $800,000 so that he can buy a house and turn it into a studio for his band. We're working on boundaries. So it's funny that you bring, that term up. I love my dad. My dad is like annoying. We're not talking right now. And yeah, every time we do talk, it's always about music or take me on tour, son, and bring me over here. Come on, let's do this thing. Let's do that there and all this. And I'm just like, yo, bro, like, how are you doing emotionally? It'd be kind of cool if we could sit down and actually have a heart to heart. But over time, and I also discuss this in the book, like, I always wanted a dad. And I wanted a dad I could play catch with and go fishing with. And then I realized, oh, okay, that's not this man. Every time I've let him in my life, the expectation of what I hope to have as far as a relationship with him differs. And I realize now as I'm older, I would think, well, I'm older, so we could have a better connection. But I find that we are actually more similar when I was younger because of the immaturity level.
Wow.
And once again, I don't say this to shit on my dad. It's just the truth. And it's very difficult. And rather than try to ask myself, why me? I look at my little baby and I go, at least I can be what I wish I had for him?
One thing I've learned in life is like we make our assumptions based on ideas that we have of human beings. We don't know the human that is behind that story. And it feels like there's a little bit of catharsis in that where you're going like, all right, here it all is. Whether you like it or not is irrelevant. This is what it all is. Why did you write the book? Is it that? Is there anything else?
I mean, it's for sure that. It's kind of amazing when you can say something and there's not a comment section immediately like telling you why that sucks or you're whack or whatever the case may be. So that was really cool. Yeah, I think in many ways, like poetically, I was able to leave that chapter of my life like in this book. And also, not to be extra, but I just want to be completely honest. Like I really I revere and respect you as a man, as a writer, as a comedian, as an artist. And when I read your book, I was like, oh, it's
Oh
time.
wow, thank
This
you,
is
man.
like, it inspired me to go, I want to tell my story as well. So thank you for that. That's a big reason why I did
Oh
it.
man,
And
thank you for real.
if it wasn't for you, it wouldn't be here. So thanks.
Um, the show is always your friend. I hope I will always be your friend. You're welcome anytime you want to join. Congratulations on not just writing an amazing memoir, but man, on living an amazing life. Congratulations on your little baby boy and the new life that you've
Thanks.
created for yourself. I'm proud of you. I think everybody will be. And hopefully I'll see you again, dude.
Swag. You got to let me come back and make some music and rap on the show. Turn up.
Well, we're looking for a house band. If you're ready, anytime. I've got a few instruments in the back. You can jump in.
Oh, let's do it. I'll be like the Black Thought of like the Roots in your band. Except
All right, my dude.
they'll call me like transparent white thought. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Goodbye.
Oh man. Oh, Bobby, I'll see you again, my dude. Don't forget, people, Bobby's book, This Bright Future, is available right now. I cannot recommend it enough.